Today, I will be interviewing Caitlin Butler. Caitlin is a 19-year-old girl currently attending classes at Full Sail University online. She currently lives in New York City, having moved there from Michigan to pursue a career in film and acting. Though she's currently working on becoming an actress, Caitlin has always admired writing. I asked Caitlin, what do you see as the role of the visual arts in our mass-mediated world, and particularly in your profession? Caitlin responds, I feel like people often underestimate the role and impact of visual art in our world. But art influences everything and everything influences art. And visual art tends to have an even bigger impact just because it's more readily available in mass media. There's photography, painting, sculptures, drawings, film, and more. These things influence everyone on a daily basis. To me, the role of visual art is to inspire, influence, and enlighten. In my profession as a screenwriter, I feel as if visual arts is an inspiration and ends to the mean. For example, though my work isn't a visual cohesion, when I am finished, it turns into a visual product. In order to create something that would be visually appealing and stimulating, I have to constantly keep in the back of my mind what each word I write would look like when it's translated to film. Envisioning the end product of my work in my head allows me to create something totally unique. If I wasn't able to visualize this, then I wouldn't be able to do what I do. And all of my visualizations come from other films and art around me. Visual art is definitely an inspirational addition to our world. Next, I asked Caitlin, with new communications and media technologies, imagery is almost instantly available. Do you believe that this is having a positive or negative influence on the industry? To which Caitlin replied, I believe that the new technology that's available has a totally and completely positive influence on the entertainment industry. For example, if I was interested in adapting any book into a feature-length screenplay, I could simply purchase the literature in one click from my Kindle. I'd have the text readily available on my Kindle, iPhone, and MacBook, if I so desired. In the meantime, I would be able to cross-reference the text at any time while writing. I feel like this is a great and convenient part of our society. This is also great if I were doing a remake of any film and I needed to access the footage in order for my own reference while writing a new script. I can use websites like Netflix, YouTube, or HBO Go to access multiple films. Next, I asked Caitlin, what popular images do you see that are frequently rechanneled throughout the entertainment industry? She says, a lot of images that I see constantly being remade in film would be shots borrowed from Stanley Kubrick's films like The Shining and 2001: A Space Odyssey. His elongated and spooky hallway shot from The Shining can be found in numerous horror films and films of other genres. This is a classic shot, and so many people understand the illusion that filmmakers seem to use it more and more. Several images from 2001 can be found in film as well. He has a very futuristic and minimalistic taste, and shots of his have been remade in several films, like Blade Runner, for example. If you educate yourself in either one of those films, you will find yourself recognizing the aesthetic from other recent films you've seen. My next question to Caitlin was, are there particular images that this industry has popularized and or created? She says, I feel like this ties in exactly with my previous answer. Kubrick is widely known, and his work is oftentimes found in several films and photography and paintings too. He has cultivated his own style. I asked Caitlin, who is one of your favorite visual artists, and what is your favorite style of visual art? Caitlin responds, one of my favorite visual artists would have to be Sofia Coppola. She's the daughter of the well-known director, producer, writer Francis Ford Coppola. She's made several breathtaking films such as Lost in Translation, Marie Antoinette, The Virgin Suicides, and Somewhere. She has directed and written all of these films, alongside her famous father, who also produces them. She has the ability to take a simplistic story where typically nothing occurs and make them into visual masterpieces that keep you entertained all the way through. Her plot lines are never heavy, and the story is usually slow-moving, and by the end of it you question, did anything actually happen in the film I just watched? But it's never a hindrance to her art. She is one of my favorite filmmakers, and even considered to be one of the top female directors amongst others, like Kathryn Bigelow. Obviously, I'd have to say that my favorite type of visual art, of course, is film. My final question to Caitlin was this. How has your knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process? Caitlin says, first off, just being culturally aware of different artworks and artists can only make your own art better. I feel like I spend more time being inspired and looking for a story or how to break through that writer's block by visiting museums near me like the Met, the Whitney, the Guggenheim, and other amazing art museums in New York City. Art gives me a sense of perspective. The more I'm surrounded by it, the more I'm apt to create my own. By trying to completely submerge myself in the art world, I feel as if my work has only gotten better. I'm able to allude to art in my own scripts, borrow styles that I see from any sort of visual artist, from other filmmakers to Dali and Michelangelo. It's only made me a better artist, and it's made me work harder to study more throughout my creative process.